seeing a slug or a slug entering your house usually represents lawlessness, hidden movement, silence, spiritual heaviness, or persistence. And because they resemble snails but lack shells, they are usually connected to vulnerability, exposure, weakness, or moving through life without proper protection. It means that you are really exposed to harm, you are exposed to danger. You are in a situation of vulnerability and you need protection for yourself. And when you see a slug entering into your house, it means that something slow, hidden, and spiritually heavy is affecting your home. And just like snails, it may also represent or symbolize spiritual stagnation or spiritual delays, and sometimes spiritual darkness or energy draining situations. You're in a situation that is draining you, maybe your relationship or anything else that is draining you. However, in most cases, they appear when they are neglected matters, sadness, hidden problems in your family, or within your relationship. So whenever you see a slug more often, just you need to know that you need to be very more careful or spiritually alert. And in some African societies, slugs also represent people who move slowly or secretly, or people depend too much on others. It means you're too much dependent on others, or people who slowly interfere with people's progress without being noticed immediately. And when you find a slug moving on your body, in case you sit somewhere and then you realize a slug is crawling on you, this means spiritual burdens or spiritual attacks, or that you're in a relationship that is spiritually draining you, or there are just some people who are negatively lingering around you. So you need to be very careful and cleanse your body, cleanse yourself, do spiritual cleansing, do some smudging around home. And you may find even people dreaming about them, that they have seen slugs somewhere, they have come across slugs. This means spiritual stagnation. It means laziness, weakness. It means you are spiritually vulnerable or you are unprotected. So you need to take an action. You need to be very careful and take an action once you usually come along slugs. Sometimes you may even find them in jerry cans in your homes. That means spiritual vulnerability. You need to be very careful. When you see a snake coming around your home, maybe entering into your house, in African settings, we don't kill those snakes immediately. We don't kill such a snake immediately. We first find out the interpretation. We know why did they come into a house? Because in most cases, they come to deliver a message. In very many occasions, ancestors transform themselves into snakes, and then they come to visit their descendants. And spiritually, snakes are harmless. Snakes, if they bite because they are trying to harm them, to protect themselves from harm, and usually they run away. But if they attack you, it means they have been caught in a situation where they cannot escape. So they use that biting as a defense mechanism to protect themselves from harm. But if you leave them to go, they will go. Once they see you and they see that you are harmless, they will go. That is why snakes never bite children, because they know children are harmless. They will never harm them. But for you, once they see that you are violent, you are carrying a stick, they start sensing danger. That is when they develop that defense mechanism against you and try to bite you. But if you see them and you leave them in peace, they will always go. So they usually come to deliver a message from the ancestral world. However, when they appear aggressive, when you see them appearing in a way that is not normal, this is a sign of witchcraft. It is a sign of hidden enemy around you, a sign of jealousy or spiritual attack. So you need to act spiritually. It means that you are being surrounded by people who are behaving as if they are friends, but they are not friends. Maybe at your workplace, maybe your neighborhood, they are pretending, they are hypocrites, pretending to be loving you, pretending to like you, yet they are enemies. So the next time you see a snake and it acts in a humble way, in a polite manner, it means an ancestor has come to deliver information, has come to check on you. But if it behaves aggressively, it means something is wrong. You have enemies around you and you need to act. And maybe when you're moving somewhere and you see a snake crossing your path, it means a sign of transformation and protection. You need to protect yourself because where you are going may not be safe. So this is a serious warning. It means where you are heading to is not safe. And in most cases, as Africans, we used to just go back. If at all you're heading somewhere and a snake crosses, you just reverse and go back home. Or you change the route because it means that route you're following or where you're heading to is not safe. So the next time you see a snake, even if you just see it in a bush, as long as you see it, You need to sit down and find out about your friends. Those close friends of yours that you think are friends may not be friends, they may be enemies. So take your time and understand them. Don't rush to be very close to spill out all the secrets to them, to confide in them fully. Understand them, understand their community, understand your neighborhood, understand your workmates. Someone among your friends is pretending to be liking you so much. So you need to take been in a situation where there are very many spiders in your house, or wherever you go, you view spiders. A spider means something hidden. A visitor or a hidden matter is soon approaching because spiders are seen as intelligent insects that take time, that exercise a lot of patience to build their traps, to build their webs. So when they come around, it shows you that something hidden, a visitor that maybe has been lost for some years is coming, or that there are some invisible spiritual forces that are coming, that are soon approaching your way. And when you see them, when they are very calm and polite, and in that calm situation and harmless, it means a blessing is coming, or some kind of protection over your home is coming, because for them, they are there. The way they protect themselves using those webs is a sign that protection is coming your way, but slowly coming. You need to exercise a lot of patience. However, when you look at the webs, the spider webs, the cobwebs, wherever you go, you find cobwebs attacking you, and maybe you bump into a cobweb on your face. In the house, there are cobwebs. This is a sign of stagnation. Everywhere you go, you face or you come along a cobweb. This is a sign that you are spiritually being stagnated. Someone is trapping you spiritually. It is a sign of invisible obstacles, the spiritual obstacles blocking your path, blocking your destiny. So it means you need to take your time to act. Act spiritually, do some spiritual cleansing, and block your path very fast. Because there are people who usually experience this. When they're moving somewhere, even on the roads, they feel as if something has got stuck on their faces, like a spider web has landed on their face. Even in their houses, wherever they go, in their offices, they see spider webs, cobwebs everywhere. This is a sign that you need to do urgent cleansing in yourself. However, also when you find maybe you're seated somewhere and then you see a spider landing on your head or crawling on your face or in your head, this shows wisdom. It shows that you're full of wisdom. It shows that your lineage is full of wisdom. Or it is a sign of spiritual awakening. It means you're being awakened spiritually, or you're awakened spiritually. So don't take it as a bad omen, but you need to consider how your reaction at that time. If you reacted in a fearful way, for example, if it scared you, it means there are deceits around you, there are hidden enemies around you, or people secretly plotting to do something against you. So you need to be very careful. And also, when you see those big and dark, those very black spiders, very big, that is a typical sign of a spiritual attack. It is a sign that someone is doing witchcraft against you. Those very big ones, the rare ones, if you find them in your house, better do cleansing, better do smudging. But then the smaller ones represent hard work, patience, and intelligence. And also, when you keep dreaming about spiders, it means a trap, a spiritual trap, gossip, manipulations, hidden enemies, or very complicated relationship. If you're in a very complicated relationship, a relationship that you don't understand, things are falling apart, and you dream about a spider, it means the relationship that you're in is very complicated and you may not manage it. So it means it is time for you to think carefully before acting, to think before doing anything, because something serious is going on in your life.